The Ryanair chase on the Thursday is what, for me, really sets jump racing apart from flat racing. It's probably one of my favourite races of the festival because it gives us a chance to see those returning heroes. They don't all go and retire. Well, I wouldn't mind retiring to a life of breeding, Luke. I'm sure you wouldn't either. But you're not a flat horse, neither am I, sadly. So it's, yeah. So it's jumping fences. So it's jumping fences year after year. But no, it really is great. The Ryanair, it gives us a chance to see those returning heroes, and it may not be the best Ryanair this year, but it's certainly an interesting one. Undersu, another favourite, which I think looks vulnerable. If at the beginning of his career, he either fell or won. And that was just it. If he got round, he won. And I'll never forget last year when Sprinter went by him. It was that weird thing where Ruby looked at him and he was 3 legs clear before he even reacted. He couldn't possibly thought he was going to go past that easy. And this really is a horse I'd look to take on. Lovely to see Xandra back, who ran a burster last time. And I think on the lead up to the festival, all we will hear about that horse is the bounce factor. Will that or won't that happen? But Tanya, I'll start with you. You're against York Hill. Are you going to be another Mullins horse you're going to be against here?
Yes, it is. Certainly going to be against this. On, but you say this is a race we love because we like seeing familiar names. Well, 6 out of the last 10 winners of this had run at the festival 3 times. So that's how good it is to see your familiar names, and 9 of the last 10 had at least run at a festival. Do I take on Underso? Yes, I do. Mainly because frailty of jumping, frailty mentally, because you can worry Underso out of it, and Uexandra nearly got to him to do just that. But within this field, there are some very good up-and-coming horses. I would love to see Sarting John come here, but I know he won't, sadly, because of his tussles last year where he was 7 times against Duvan, beat 7 times, but look at him now, he's blossomed, he's superb.
It shows that he was quite good, really, doesn't it?
It shows Duvan's very good, and he's quite good. And then, I don't know where Champagne West is going, the Thyestes Chase winner, but if he comes here, then that is a major, major problem for Underso, and those against Underso, that is very handy to have him in the race. Empire of Dirt, love that horse, won at the festival last year, and potentially he's so versatile. You can put him here, you can put him in the Gold Cup, because he'd be suitable to both, and if he comes here, that would be the horse I'd want to side with, because if you look at the likes of Josh's Hill, Peterborough Chase winners haven't got a good record in this.
Come on then, Team Empire of Dirt. You can all go fast, and then I'll embarrass myself at the end. Go on.
I love Empire of Dirt. I think he's really, really good. He could go Gold Cup. That's always the worry with backing him now, but the connections have come out. Gordon Elliott's come out and said he wants to go Gold Cup, but the owners have come out and said they want to go Ryanair. So I'd imagine
What's his best trip, Bill?
I think his best trip is, I think a fast run 2 mile 5 would be perfect for him. His best
Convenient,
trip
is,
Bill. Yeah. I think his best trip is probably just under 3 miles. Yeah. I would be worried about 3 miles, 2.5, and I think that's the right decision not to go for the Gold Cup. Even though it's slightly deceptive, when you look at the Irish Gold Cup last time, he was the one lunging and running on back. Once he was headed, he ran on again. So that's the only question mark. But this is a horse that's improved beyond recognition. He won the Plate last year, came out and bolted up in a really competitive handicap in Ireland on his first start over 3 miles for a new stable. And he's just improved and improved since, and I think he's the one they've all got to beat.
He's hard to work out, as you said. He was, he looked as though he was a very, very good handicapper, but he appears to have made that jump forward, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean the race he won first time up, I can't remember what handicap it was in Ireland. Yeah. It was over 3 miles, and he carried a big weight, and he annihilated them. Absolutely ran them ragged. Similar to like when Jackadam
joined in at the last.
Did the same thing. It was a very similar performance, and he's backed that up since, and he just doesn't stop improving. And I love the fact that he won at the festival last year. Doesn't seem to have any issues with the ground. I think he's just rock solid. And when you look at the other runners in this race, there's horses here that are 2 milers that are trying to get 2.5. And I mentioned stamina earlier. I love the fact that 2.5 is his trip. And for the likes of Undersu and Xandra, if they're wobbling about in the last 200 yards, there's one horse going to be finishing at the Empire of Dirt.
I must admit, I much prefer horses that are coming back. He's proved
of course.
Since day 3 than horses that are trying to stretch out.
Course form and festival form. We say it. over and over again, but it's just colossal.
I mean, the one thing I would say about Undersur is that I think you're a bit unfair saying he either wins or falls, because...
I meant at the beginning of his career, not now. There was that time where...
He fell once and won the other 12 around.
Well, no, I think you'll find it was more than once, Bill, but we don't know.
So I think he's won 7 of his 11 chases on Undersur. He's won $750,000 in prize money, so he hasn't done too bad, has he? But
all right, give it a rest.
but he's
what are you, the Undersur fan club?
Well, the thing is with him, he's changed. The reason that people are slightly getting second thoughts about him, he's changed his run style. He used to be an absolute lunatic, tear off. He races much more considerately now, and
that's the point. I think he was brilliant, and I think he is no longer brilliant. I think he's very good.
He still might be good enough to win the Ryanair.
Exactly. He's a very good horse, but he was brilliant a couple of years ago. But you just watched that race. I see the Queen Mother, Sprinter Sacra, and it wasn't quite the Sprinter Sacra he was.
Well, you're still talking about one of the elite horses.
Yeah,
the elite 2 miles of all time.
It was the way he went past him that struck me.
I'm going to just jump in on that, because I think you're doing the horse a disservice. I think Undersur, the key to him is the ground. I think where he's come unstuck at Cheltenham is when the ground's got too quick for him. This is a horse who, if this came out soft, I think he'd be 7-4, 6-4 favourite. And I think he'd be hard to beat.
Forget all my anti-post bets now. All I want is Undersur beat, so I can just sit back and watch this over and over. But
I'm just saying that I think he is a soft ground horse. I don't think he goes on good decent spring ground.
Well, I think
and that's the biggest problem with him.
I'm going to embarrass myself even further now.
Is that
in
possible?
that, well, you say that. I think it's about to be. The one I really like in the race is Sub Lieutenant, which is obviously the second in for Gigastown. It's their race. They've never won their race. And I'm going to try and win it with their second string. But I think you just look back at Sub Lieutenant, he's a fantastic jumper. The 2 bits of form he's got in the book this season, he got beat by Sizing John, who we know is beyond progressive. He's going to run in the Gold Cup.
He's a key horse actually for a lot
of
horses.
Exactly. And in the other race it ran in, he got beat by Jackadam and Outlander. Jackadam's 4-1 second favourite for the Gold Cup. I think at the prices, 12, 14-1, I think Sub Lieutenant is a much more appealing proposition than Empire of Dirt to me.
Well, why don't you just go and pick, if you want a big price one, have something like 21 Traffic Fluid. He's got no chance, but if you want a big price horse,
you find a winner's a big price, I'll tell you that much.
Undersur is the best horse in the race. You only want to take him on because of his price. He's still the best horse in the race, and I think he'll win.
Right, that's one Wally. We knew that anyway, but anyway, Undersur for Luke. Bill.
I think Empire of Dirt will win if he lines up here.
Empire Dirt.
Sub Lieutenant for me, but that's the Ryanair. We're there on the day, number 3 or 4 on the rail. Come and see us in Tats. We'll make sure you're more than well looked after.